we are going to be able to get our acceleration here. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon with the new Xtreme Recon package. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy, Utah for giving me some time with this Rubicon. Check out their inventory link below. Let's get right into the video. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 3.6 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. This is the e-torque V6. So fuel economy is 19 around town and 24 on the highway, even though the axle ratio is 4.56. Now, power outputs are 285 horsepower and then 260 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the Xtreme Recon. So first off, notice that we have the venting on either side, which looks really cool. And then just look at the overall shape of the hood. It's really prominent here on this with this black paint rather. Notice we have the full LED lights and then the LED accent light with the turn signal. We've got the signature Jeep front grille, and then this one does have the trail camera. Got the steel bumpers. Notice we have the red toe hooks because it's the Rubicon package. And then we have the LED fog lights as well. And then you guys can kind of see through with the bumper to the suspension. Just look how cool that is. But yeah, overall the height and the stance and everything, and sorry about my shadow on the Jeep, is great with this Xtreme Recon package. Coming around the side here, got 17-inch wheels, and wrapped around that we have 35s for the first time ever from the factory on a Wrangler. Now they did do a slight lift with this package. You guys can see that it has a jack spacer by Mopar, and then you guys can kind of see the front suspension here, and I'll kind of crawl over here. You can see just a little bit better, but man, does this look good with 35s. We have the beadlock capable wheels as well, kind of stole that from the Rubicon 392. And yeah, that's all for that portion. Notice that we've got the red Rubicon logo, we've got the Jeep logo with the red accenting, and then I love the spec on this one. This one has the body painted fender flares, and it also has the body painted hardtop, and it just looks so cool. It's like the Batmobile of Jeep Wranglers. Also, something to mention, notice that we have this extension here on the fender flare as well. That's also part of this 35 package. But yeah, just look at that. Beautiful. So we've got the key fob here, still has the flip out key, has the Jeep logo on the back. You got the unlock, the lock, and the remote start. And also this has the performance disc brakes that have also been added. You can kind of see that right there. And then here's a quick look at everything here from the rear. Still have the monotube shocks in the back. And then obviously, well, let's give you a little listen here to the V6. We'll have another clip later before we take it out and drive it. Man, I haven't heard a V6 Wrangler in a minute. Anyways, notice that we've got the LED lights here in the back, and we have the 35-inch spare tire that also has a beadlock capable wheel. Still have the camera there in the center, and then they've reinforced this to actually be able to take the weight of the 35-inch tire. That is pretty cool stuff. I've always liked this little graphic right there. And then popping here to the rear, this one's like fully loaded. So you've got the Alpine sound system, and you can see the extra storage space underneath there, and then obviously body painted. And yes, this one does have a tan interior. You guys are actually gonna love it. I love the contrast on this one. But anyways, window first, as always. Man, that reinforced tailgate, beautiful. But here's the rest of the rear so you guys can kind of get a look at everything, the stance, all of that. It's just, this looks really good. Notice got the protection right there, and here we go with the interior. So it's actually black here on the door panels with the white stitching. Notice the white stitching continues on the seats, but yes, we have the tan seats, and yeah, I love the look of these. Again, creates some nice contrast to kind of break up all of the black on this particular Wrangler. And then you can see the windows there in the center, USBs, and then the full power outlet, and we got some vents as well. And also this one has the insulation there at the top, which is another good add-on, but see ya. Now here's the door panel at the front. So again, we've got the leather with the stitching, and then you can see the door handle right there. Blind spot monitoring, got the door lock and unlock, and then the mirror adjustments. And then here's the front seat. It says Rubicon on it. You can see all that, still manually adjustable. There's your pedals, there's your light control. Steering wheel is also manually adjustable, and there's room to look before we pop in. Here's the steering wheel. We've got the contrasted stitching on the center portion. Really nice leather all around. We've got the regular cruise control, the adaptive. We've got the radio controls on the back. You got your phone and voice command controls, and then you got your turn signal stock. You got your windshield wiper stock, and that's all for the steering wheel. Now here is the center gauge cluster. You got RPMs on the left side. You've got the speed over on the right side, and then you have this center screen right here. I didn't notice anything different from like a regular Wrangler. It looks like this is all the same. So yeah, I guess everything from like that perspective is the same. Still looks cool to this day. And well, that's all. Now here's the center infotainment system. First off, if we pop it into reverse, notice we got the backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. And again, this has the forward trail camera. And notice you can clean up the camera as well if you're going through some muddy stuff. And it has the tire tracks, which I think are great. As for the rest of the infotainment system, response time still great. You got the heated seats, heated steering wheel, you got access to the cameras, easy access. This comes with the off-road pages. And I'm glad that this still has this version of the infotainment system and not the new version that you guys have seen in some of Chrysler's products, because I don't know, I like the look of this a little bit more. And also this is a 21 model year, so that's also why it has this version. Down below, we've got our analog controls for the climate system. Again, analog controls for the seats. I've always loved this, how it's a little Wrangler for the recirculate button. Got your off-road cruise control, again, another little Wrangler. Parking sensors, stability control, auto stop start if you want to turn that off if you don't like that function. Got your window controls here, charging area. Still got the front and rear lockers because, well, it is a Rubicon. We got the sway bar disconnect, you got the off-road plus as well, and notice it'll say unavailable, shift to 4-wheel drive. And we've got our auxiliary switches, got the shifter for the 8-speed automatic. And then as for the driveline, we've got 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, neutral, and then 4-wheel low. Got our e-brake right here, and then you can see a couple cup holders, and we have the normal Jeep center console, normal Jeep glove box with the grab handle. And I already mentioned this earlier, but again, this one has the insulation, and since it's a hard top, you can take off these two pieces separate, pretty easy. The back, you have to use tools. So I mean, to get like 90% of the experience, just take off these two and you'll have like that, you know, fun convertible experience, and it's very accessible, very easy. So here's our window sticker for this Wrangler Rubicon, again, Recon Xtreme. So anyways, here's the base price before any options are added. This doesn't include the Recon Xtreme package, it's just regular Rubicon. But you guys can see this one, again, is like fully loaded. Again, that Recon Xtreme package is $39.95, but feel free to freeze the frame if you guys want to read everything that this particular one comes with. But anyways, there's your total MSRP, $69,615. Also, this one has a cold air intake from Mopar. I wonder how that's going to change things. Let's take it out and drive it. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. There's your visibility of the hood. Both of the mirrors, they do have blind spot monitoring. And then throughout the rest of the rear. And, oh, I am so excited. Let's set off. Before we set off, I just want to quickly show you guys. There is a white one also with the Recon Xtreme package. Now that one is already sold. That was a factory order. That one's like $59,000 sticker price, so it's not as loaded up as this one. But that's what it looks like in white. And yeah, this package just, it looks so cool. You guys know I'm a huge fan of big tires and little wheels, and this definitely has that. And I know some in the comment section below is gonna be like, well, would you like to see my Wrangler that has 16-inch wheels? Actually, I don't even know if I could do 16-inch wheels. But anyways, 40-inch tires. But let's set off. And guess what? I have been driving a Rubicon 4xe all week, so I can actually tell you guys very, very accurately how this drives compared to a regular Rubicon with 33s, and also, like, you know, the 4xe compared to this V6 with the e-torque system. So first off, from a ride quality perspective, there really isn't all that much of a difference, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, it really does feel about the same as the regular Rubicon. Doesn't feel any harsher. I wonder what these tires are at though. The tires, I can kind of feel quite a bit from the tires, so I wonder if these tires are at pretty high PSI. I cannot remember what menu it is. I'm gonna get made fun of in the comment section below for this as well. Okay, it's in vehicle information. Good gravy. There we go. Oh, yeah, no wonder. Okay, yeah, so the tires are at 46 PSI, which for 35s is pretty dang high. I don't know why they're that high from the factory. But yeah, if these were at like, you know, what they're supposed to be at, which would probably be about 38 PSI is like your normal street driving, but you know, 34 to 36 would be even better, then yeah, this definitely would drive significantly smoother. But yeah, suspension wise, it feels pretty much the same. But the tires, again, being at higher PSI, I can feel a little bit more harshness with that. But again, that's just because of PSI. So moving on from that, let's talk about everything else. Again, I mentioned this in my like 4x8 videos, but the hard top is so much quieter. This is so much more well insulated, especially with that insulation at the top. That helps out a massive amount. I'm noticing this also heats up a lot quicker with the climate. And well, you know what? We are going to be able to get our acceleration here. I can tell it sounds better. So I guess that performance air intake does do something. Yeah, this actually gets up at a pretty decent pace. Now, it's not nearly as quick as that 4xe, but with 35s and with the gearing, this thing scoots. This is not slow. This is not slow whatsoever. So they actually did a really good job with this in terms of the acceleration. Again, this is just the V6. Think about this package with the Rubicon 392. It's just, I bet, just bonkers. And so yeah, let's sum things up and give this new Recon Xtreme package a score. So from an exterior aesthetics perspective, you guys know this thing looks sexy. It is so good looking. Interior wise, it's just like every other Rubicon. So yeah. Ride quality wise, again, not exactly the best test because the tires are at pretty high PSI, but suspension wise, I can tell that's about the same. And I know if these tires were at much lower PSI, this thing would just be like floating down the road on a cloud. Even though it has a solid front axle, Wranglers actually drive really nice when you have the tires at lower PSI. But aside from that, from the driving, this has the better gears. So it scoots, it gets up and it moves. So the acceleration's strong. And so this, I'm going to rate this at a 10 out of 10. Yes, this is getting a 10 out of 10. I know the Bronco Sasquatch has a very high score as well, but I love both of these, but for different reasons. They both look really cool, and they both have their benefits and they have their downsides, right? The Bronco's a little bit better high speed, the Wrangler's a little bit better at crawling. But yeah, this is the package to get. Now, I will say, if you can get this with the 392, get it. But if you can't, the V6 is fine. And Jeep, if you're watching this, put this on the 4xe, please. The people need it. Now let's get some things up for our video on this Rubicon Recon Xtreme package. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Jeep Chrysler here in Sandy for giving me some time with this Wrangler. Again, this one is available if you do want to purchase it. Link in the description down below to their inventory. I'll see all of you in the next video.